all the way out.
I had. Hold on. My piece of paper.
I'm gonna be honest. I never go all the way out.
You stay in?
Well, yeah. Don't you? Well, what is your tactic?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
It's never been a thing.
We are live.
It's never been a thing for me.
We are live.
I'm not saying anything.
It's like when you're.
I like the implication of just going.
You know when you were.
You know what I do.
You kind of did like a Fogel.
You know when you're taking a big bite of a burrito and you don't want to take it out because all of the toppings and all the filling is coming into your mouth.
Okay,
but you don't want to pull all the burrito out.
Well, it's just sometimes the inside of the burrito falls out, and then you have to like pick it up off your plate and eat it.
You just have
piecemeal.
Yeah.
And it's just like sometimes you just wish you had a fork because all.
It's the sports program on TSPN with Derek, Zach, and Sean, who's been here the whole time. Head over to timespentpoorly.com and give the show a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and help move this show into more people's suggested lists. This show is also streamed live on many platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Follow and subscribe so you don't miss out on an opportunity to chat in and give the guys a piece of your mind during the broadcast. Want to support the show? Great! Go to patreon.com/timespentpoorly to see how you can do that. And now it's my pleasure to bring you the hosts of the sports program on TSPN, Derek, Zach, and Sean.
Yo! Hey everybody, we're live on Saturday sports program. Hey, first off, I love the idea that you were still telling the same story when it got to the break. That's fun. That's a fun moment, and I loved it.
I thought about just keeping it going all the way until now. I thought about
Well, why didn't you?
And then it's like a second meal.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
I'm just sad because I was trying to get into a real hardcore innuendo.
And I didn't let it happen, and I never will.
Because if we were actually talking about what we were talking about, you'd use a spoon to scoop it up. Because a fork, it would fall through the fork. You know, you need a spoon.
No, if it's like a nice, well.
Okay. We don't need any more taco talk, burrito talk.
What's your favorite filling, dude?
Come on, don't do this to me. Don't set me up on things.
Me?
Because you know I want to say the answer.
Say it.
Oh, I like that.
I missed the soundboard.
All right, let's.
They're back. I just gotta.
You could do whatever you want.
Okay, guys. Couple things. First off, before I deleted Facebook, which has now been a couple weeks, I believe I had a thing pop up, a picture memory of us in the studio at LCSC, and it was 5 years old.
Damn.
Wow.
This show has been
for 5 years.
We have been doing this show for 5 years.
I can't believe I've been on this show for
and you've been there the whole time.
Did you guys see? You guys never said anything back to my mini fridge.
Oh no, I love it. Yeah.
I didn't even get like a little heart.
I thought it was an implied love. I thought it was an implied love. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought you just get it. I thought you would just get it.
But I need like recognition, you know.
I mean, I jerked off to it. I thought you would sense it. That's the one thing I'm gonna do on the show. That's my one. You guys had yours. I'll do mine.
Yeah, I
All
thought we were all fully synced, so like when one of us finished, we all finished.
Yeah, we all
Well,
we
I
cycle
think-
together.
I'm working on a new comic book series called
Yeah.
called The Completers, and
Ooh, I love it.
anytime one of us finishes, we're fully synced, right?
Writing
so like
it down.
I'll just be like in like a safe way, and I'll just be like, ooh, and then I'll be like, Sean, and that's
I'll
it.
go. "Ooh."
Yeah,
So, yeah,
he'll go to
so-
you, and then
I'll
he'll
go
go to
Derek.
Derek, and he's like, zoinks.
I love it. So we have been making these kind of jokes for the last 5 years, and real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out to the people who have listened to us regularly for 5 years. I actually know there are quite a few, which is crazy. And for those of you who have tuned in a little late, I'm glad you've jumped on board. And that said, I believe, Zach, are you still working on fantasy football for the show?
Yeah, we just need to know who else is in, and then
Randy, for sure.
Yeah.
He just messaged me about it.
okay.
I did share, and that's what I said in the share was we need people. I
Okay.
think I'm
So-
gonna get somebody from Roseburg.
The
Okay.
plan right now is 10-man PPR, but we can bump it to
You
12.
shared it to us? How did you share it to us?
Oh no, me?
Oh, okay. It's
I-
not built
no.
yet. It's not built yet.
Oh
Okay.
no. When I shared
Taking
the video,
too long.
I said
That's what
in the
Jesse
video.
said. What's taking too long, Jesse? Jesse's
Oh.
also doing it.
Okay, Jesse. Okay, taking too
Jesse's
long.
also
We're,
in it.
we're gonna draft like next week.
And if
Are we-
Mike Wegner is gonna do well, and we're not gonna draft. We'll just fucking It'll be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
We're gonna draft live, right?
But the plan is next weekend. We'll do it as the show, so we won't do a regular show. So we'll just
do a
figure out a
draft
time
show.
that works for everyone next weekend. Doesn't matter what time. We'll just coordinate with everyone. Can be Friday, can be Saturday, can be Sunday.
Okay, I'll probably have to do Sunday, maybe Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
We could do a Friday night show. We could.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. We haven't done it in a long time. Okay.
Crack some cold ones.
That could be beautiful. Okay. So, for our listeners, Jesse, Randy, I think Jeff, the ones that chime in, the fantasy is coming. So is Pick'em. I'll do Pick'em probably today or tomorrow. I'll set it up. So we'll also have Pick'em for the show every week. And we're going to be talking fantasy talk, or fantasy football. So it's the time of the year. I think we've all said this is probably the best time of the year for the show. But now there's an additional thing. We're going to get to football today. We're going to get to stuff, but I want to talk about a little bit. Last night, this is Saturday, August 21st. Last night, August 20th, on the second episode of AEW Rampage, Mr. CM Punk came out of retirement. 7 years, came out of retirement to join All Elite. He went AEW instead of WWE. It's huge. First off, reactions. I know, Sean, it's not necessarily your thing, but did you watch any of the clips of it or anything, or see any of the social media?
I just watched him enter.
Okay.
That's when
But you saw
I
the-
texted you guys, and then you said
But
had
you
to watch
saw
the
the pop, right? You saw the pop. That's what they call that when the crowd like ignites when they
I saw
walk in.
someone crying.
Someone cried. Okay.
There was a few people that cried, but one guy went like viral for crying, which is amazing.
I think it's.
Oh,
that's
he's
guy
the
I saw.
crying fan now. It's fine too. And I've seen so many people online like adamantly defending him too,
Yeah.
which I'm like,
Well, 'cause
great.
it makes
I love it. Yeah. it's
No,
awesome.
but it was, as far as the pop though, it was probably the biggest one I've ever seen in AEW. Period.
Oh yeah. And
But it was also the biggest arena I've seen in AEW. period.
It was sold out. It sold out more than any of their pay-per-views. So people knew what was coming. I mean, you saw that crowd. It was all CM Punk. It was crazy. Couple things on it. So, I think we all knew it was coming. The crowd, the biggest pop, a big part of that is I love that they went and paid the royalty fee to get the Living Color song. So that's the first arrival from the WWE now that we actually got to have an authentic pop for, because every time someone joins AEW, they have to change their name and change their music. So the music starts playing. You don't really know who it is until you see like a name, on the screen, right? This time, though, it was Living Color, Cult of Personality, the same song. I don't know how he did it, but before he even joined WWE, he kept that name. CM Punk was able to use it the whole. He must own it, so he was able to use CM Punk again. So basically, this was a WWE's size and style comeback in that they were able to get the real deal. This isn't Wish CM Punk. This is we got him. So
we got him.
Well, that's my question then. With other wrestler names that come to like the WWE, do they give them names?
Well, so a lot of wrestlers make up their own names. They come up with their own gimmicks, because a lot of it's character work. Yeah. And then they go wrestle in the independents for a while, and then WWE, like NXT, sees them, and then they bring them in, and usually they repackage them, is what they call that. They give them a new name, a new story, some of them will stick with it. So like Kevin Owens was Kevin Steen, and he was basically the same dude. Mm-hmm. And they gave a different name too, and he can still use his likeness and stuff, but when if he ever leaves, he won't be Kevin Owens anymore. Yeah, Jesse Knight just pointed out Seth Rollins was Tyler Black. That's his indie name. Seth Rollins is a huge Henry Rollins fan though, so so he still got to have some of his word in there too, right? Oh yeah, Daniel Bryan was Bryan Danielson.
That's like the best one. That's the best one.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, his son's name is Owen, so he was able to. So they are able to still use some stuff, but that was curious because no, that's a good question. Yeah. So the pop was real. That's the thing. So the pop is real. Here's the thing: Zach and I knew it was coming. It was going to be in Chicago. It was going to be. Zach's the one that pumped me up because I didn't know it was in Chicago. Any of this stuff, but we were talking throughout the week because we haven't had a reaction to this stuff. But I also loved the Britt Baker, like DMD, like the Britsburg thing. I'm all in. I love it. It was amazing. So
I like that. I like that CM started his mic work with thanks for giving me the Britsburg welcome.
Man, what a huge shout out too. They got a bunch of pictures together and stuff too. Like you could tell she fangirled out on him.
Yeah,
which is great.
I think it just adds more credibility to her too that he started it with that. I don't think she needed any more credibility at this point because she's just she's kind of the one right now. But
Jesse made a good point. I'm glad they opened the show with it and didn't try to delay gratification any more than you're absolutely right. That crowd wouldn't have went for it. I think they would have just blew up. If they would have tried putting CM Punk at the end of the show, I don't know if they would have got through it.
But man, it made the rest of the show really just kind of linger.
It did, like
nothing. There was no other moments the rest of it. They tried to have that final moment at the end with Sting and Darby, but there was no other moment the rest of Rampage.
So if anyone tunes into the show and you're not a big follower of this show, we are on the West Coast. We're all three on the West Coast. So we did not get the live show. Now, a little bit into that, you did point out the TNT thing. I downloaded the TNT app and it asks for a provider. YouTube TV you can use that as a provider, which is cool. So next week, but it doesn't record it. So when you go to the East Coast, it was already gone. Yeah. However, now that I know that, next week, I'll go watch it on the TNT app on Friday. Like I'll watch it when everybody else is watching it. So it'll be great. So that's cool. So that said, we all three saw spoiler. I mean, if you're online, we follow ESPN. Like it was on ESPN. It was all over Instagram, like CM Punk, right? So I knew literally what it was, what was happening. I didn't watch him talk or anything. I saw the picture of him coming in. I didn't watch the video. I waited till 10 o'clock and I watched the show. Zach, you did the same?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched it. I waited.
Do you feel the spoilers took anything away from it?
No, because one, I think we've had a feeling this was the night for about a month now, but even in the last week or two, we knew it was the night. So there was no way to really ruin it because we all knew it was going to happen. And that's the other reason they did it first. It's because if you all know it's going to happen, why wait?
Yep.
Just give everyone what they want.
So I agree.
It didn't ruin it for me, and we had no idea what he was going to say or do once he was out there. So
And I don't know that
still
he
felt
did
authentic.
either. I don't know that he did either. He even says, I didn't really plan anything. And then also I love, man, there's some subtle things like when he sits in the middle of the ring and the crowd goes nuts. Like they're seeing like, oh my God, he's going to do the pipe bombs and shit. Like he's going to be CM Punk. This isn't Wish CM Punk. He gets to do everything he did before.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And now it's more, I don't know, it's more Punk. I mean, just the overall feel. I think that's probably why I've liked AEW up until now anyways, is because it just feels more independent. It's kind of has like a punk rock feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I've already liked it. And not a slam on the other company on WWE, but we watched SmackDown last night also. And during SmackDown, it's just so bright. Like all the graphics were so bright and by the way, today's SummerSlam, and I'll be watching that. I'm going to watch SummerSlam. I'm still going to watch the product, but there is a day and night difference between what the products look like. And it's not bad. It's not good. I'm just saying I prefer, I like both, but I definitely prefer visually. I like AEW's look. So it felt
Did you watch Wednesday?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
I watched Wednesday late, but yeah, I watched it.
So, last week we were talking about how people are starting to like flip each other off and all that, and they brought it back again because they had the chairman, Sammy Guevara, proposed to his wife before the episode started in the ring, and then he has to go fight the chairman, and they're up on the rope together, and he just like flips him off in his face, and before the match started, he's talking about banging his wife, which I don't think I've heard in wrestling for about 20 years or maybe longer, where they're starting to do jabs like that. I'm like, man, it just feels like they're creating like better heat, I think, between people, right?
Yeah,
at this point.
They're definitely, now that they've been around long enough, this is something I talked to Randy about. Randy doesn't like a lot of AEW because he's very loyal to WWE, and that's fine. He said he's going to be watching now, which is good.
Yeah.
Because Punk's there, but he hates like the Young Bucks, which I'm not a Young Bucks guy either. I don't think he likes Kenny Omega, and you know what? I'm not an Omega guy either. But we'll say about
he's my number one. But
I'm not. I just don't. I like Omega's wrestling, but I don't like we'll get there. There's just some stuff I don't like. But that said, one of the things that Punk said in the ring that I really liked is how he was really excited to work with so much of the new young talent and cover some of the back. He has some stuff to deal with in the back, in the locker room. I like both of those things because that means we're going to see we're going to see some Punk and Jericho's, I bet you. Yeah. We'll see some Punk and Christian feuds, maybe like Punk.
That's where I thought it was going, Punk and Christian.
Yeah, I think so. Some of that stuff's exciting, but also I am excited to see him go off with Orange Cassidy or a Jungle Boy or even who I don't like. I'm not a Darby Allin guy. I actually am. That's where I was going with this. This is a long segue. Darby Allin All Out.
Yeah.
And I like it. I actually like it because you could have Darby Allin. I already know how the match is going to end. It's going to go Darby Allin almost beats him several times. Punk will get the win because they're not going to have him lose his first big match. He'll get the win. It's in Chicago also, I'm pretty sure. So he gets the big win, but it ends with him in the handshake with Darby Allin. Like, you earned my respect. I think that's where they go with it. Like, they have Darby Allin do really good. They'll end with respect. But on the flip side of that, which I would prefer to see, is that he goes in to do the handshake like, good, you earned it, and then I want a heel turn immediately. I want heel CM Punk almost immediately.
Interesting.
I want heel CM Punk. That's the way it's got to be.
It makes sense right now. They don't have a lot of. That's the one thing they're kind of missing right now in AEW is they don't have a lot of good heels. They've been riding the same like 3 guys the whole time. So
I like Omega better as a face. That's where I'm going with this. I want Omega and Punk. And if we go Omega as a face and Punk as the heel, I think that match would burn. It would blow the top off of this, stadium. Eventually,
Omega only works as the Young Bucks and Kenny as heels is one of the hardest things to watch for me. It just doesn't work. He doesn't sell it very well. Also, I don't know if you watched the stuff they did for when Space Jam came out, where they were wearing the basketball shorts and Space Jam jerseys every episode for like 2 weeks, and they were just walking out dribbling basketballs.
This is a really good point. I don't know that'll work though. You're not going to get Punk boot. No, absolutely true. So maybe we end it with so we could draw it out longer. I would love Punk heel immediately, but let's go longer. I do feel like it's going to end with like a show of respect between the two of them. Like Alan,
because
the company loves Alan. They don't want him to get squashed.
Sadly, they sadly love him.
Oh, here you go. There you go, Jesse. This is actually real. He'd have to take out Orange Cat. Yep, that would be it. Jungle Boy, Orange Cassidy, like one of the people that people just love.
Man, but the thing is Orange that over? Can he? Like, I think no matter what, people just want Punk right now.
I know.
It's going to be hard. It's going to have to be a while.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm even excited for the Darby Allin stuff. Like, I'm just excited to see him wrestle again. So I don't really even care that it's against Darby Allin. I like that it's against Darby Allin because he's lightweight. He's fast. Yeah. Like Darby Allin will, because, Punk's 42 and he looks like he's in great shape, but he's still 42. You get Allin in there, high flyer, crazy stuff. He's lightweight, so it's less like physically, it's less work to lift him up. And I actually really do like it. I like Allin and him. I just talked myself into liking it, actually.
Yeah, I like it. But that's the same reason Orange would have worked. I think either or would have been good for this. I'm just glad it wasn't Christian right off the bat. I don't want to watch a 47-year-old and a 42-year-old.
No, which is why
it's taken 4 months. It's taken 4 months for Christian just to look like he can move, and he's looking pretty good now.
Yeah, and that was my criticism with AEW with Edge's return. Like, I thought Edge should have been against Roman Reigns immediately or somebody young, but instead they made his first feud with Randy Orton. And Randy Orton's a good worker, but he's slow, and Edge is slow now, so it wasn't like it didn't work for me. I want to see Punk and a young guy.
Did you share that video, the Randy Orton video with?
Yeah, I did.
Derek
I don't know if you watched it. Those are all so funny.
It's a Barstool Sports interview with Randy Orton.
I've sent a couple to you, I think.
It's very between two fernsy. Like, you can tell they planned like beforehand to insult the guy and But Randy Orton does such good work in it too. Like he's funny. He's funny in the way that he's kind of not funny, right? Like, he talks slow. Yeah. He talks like a tough guy, but he works it really well. It was hilarious.
Like, did you watch the Floyd Mayweather one of those?
No, I had never heard of them until you shared them with me.
Oh, I swear I've shared one before with you guys. I'm pretty sure.
But what I mean is before I thought they were one-offs. Like, I didn't think it was like a series.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
But real quick on the Randy Orton thing, though, one thing they are doing on Raw, which is not the good show at all, but they are doing the Randy Orton and Matt Riddle stuff, the Arcade Bro stuff, and it's saving the show. Actually, it's my favorite part of Raw. It's been great. Today, SummerSlam. So a little bit. So AEW, I think we're all in agreement. Even like Sean, who's not a wrestling guy, like Punk back is best. This is best for business on either side. Like, I think this lights a fire under WWE. I hope this definitely lights a fire under AEW. Like, they got to deliver now. Like, they just got Punk back. Like, they better not screw this up, right? Like, dude,
Colt
Cabana's still there. Do they still hate each other? Like, what's the deal?
Well, we don't see him anymore at all. Like anybody who's in the Dark Order just shows up as Dark Order. They don't have like no
I
one
know,
has
but he
like an
worked there.
individual.
I'm just saying, like, personally, he worked there, and they hate each other in real life. They had that lawsuit, and
Well, maybe that was the thing in the back that he was talking about, right?
yeah, maybe. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be the case, but doesn't that also bring up the fact that they just have too many people now? Like, I'm glad they have an extra show, but
so we talked about this too. At a certain point, especially, so they have too many people, and then there's still, I almost guarantee they're going to get Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, and they're supposed to get Daniel Bryan, right? That's 3 more big ass names. At some point, they're going to have to start trimming the fat. We're going to see layoffs. And now I think this is like the time where you could start maybe purging some of your Jack Hager's, your
I don't think Hager goes anywhere.
Your Spears, your Sean Spears, he could go.
Sean Spears. So when I was bringing up the him and Sammy Guevara match, it was a good match, but they can get rid of him. Nobody cares about him as a heel at all.
Yeah, I think though you will see it's like we'll see some releases maybe. I don't know how that looks, honestly. I don't.
It's interesting because Collins just built this environment where it's like all welcome, and it's like you can only collect so many of your favorite toys, and then also push young talent.
Which
and he's just
this is what
he's collected every
what
one of his
WCW did. Yeah. And WCW did this. In fact, Khan's probably spent more money now, though. That's the thing.
And he's gonna be spending more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still in, and you can tell that transition to WWE, but you can tell they at least feel slightly threatened because I watched the Riddle interviews this week, and I watched Ariel interviewed pretty much everyone. I watched some of the ones that I sent you as well, where it's just like everyone's taking the time to bash the people that are in AEW, and if you're taking the time to talk about how not over they are, you're probably a little threatened by them. Why waste 30 minutes talking about them if you're not threatened by them?
That was my final part here. That interview with Roman, where he said that he's not over, that Punk's not over.
He said it about Dean too.
That's right. As of 7:00 this morning, I've checked it now, and you can get on there. But Pro Wrestling Tees and AEW Shop AEW, both crashed last night, all night, because people were trying to get on there to buy CM Punk shirts. And I don't know that I've ever met a person or have seen a person wearing a Roman Reigns shirt. Maybe the new one, like the head of the table one's better, but definitely any of the big dog yard, any of that stuff, nobody bought that stuff.
No.
So I don't know. Is he a draw? Is CM Punk a draw? Like, come on, man. CM Punk was a draw to UFC where he had no right being. CM Punk didn't win a fight in UFC, and yet if you look at those ratings,
how many fights did he have?
CM Punk.
Just two.
2 fights where he lost, and none of them were close. None of them were close. He got beat bad.
No,
and
KOs,
after the first time he loses, usually they interview the winner. They interviewed him. They interviewed CM Punk, who lost. He was a draw for that pay-per-view. Then he does the other pay-per-view. He loses again, just as embarrassing. And he's the draw. So is he the draw for wrestling? Yeah, I would say he is. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, he's acting now, I guess. He's trying to go all out. I think he's trying to go like Batista. There was a exchange between them on Twitter where someone tweeted Dave Batista about something about CM Punk acting, and Batista's like, he's a better. Basically, he's like, he's gonna get better stuff than I am. Save this tweet now. He's gonna get huge. And CM Punk retweeted it and was like saving it right now.
Dave Batista is pure gold.
Oh, I mean, I love Batista too as an actor. And a wrestler. I mean, I like
his whole story is real sad too.
I don't know much about that actually.
Well, I think he was almost broke as fuck, and then he scored.
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't even. That was after he became a professional wrestler. He was still broke as fuck. That was like long after that. That was like
no, I know
he didn't save a dime for like 20 years.
That's what he. Yeah, He said he was about to be just like
he was going to
homeless,
start.
I think is what the interview.
He was going to start bouncing again. He used to be a bouncer back in the day, and he was considering going back to bouncing. That's how broke he was. He's like, well, it's a job I knew I could do, and and he's like, it'd be easy to get back into it. And it's like, oh my god, like that's fuck, dude. Batista was like the Kurt Warner of like wrestler actor, like Kurt Warner was bagging groceries like a year before he went and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, man, Kurt Warner, though. At the time, I was so anti-Rams as a kid because they looked like they were going to be the next big thing, greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
I was so anti-Kurt Warner. And then I realized really like what he had done. And then he had to go like bring on Eli in New York and just basically start for maybe 5 or 6 games until Eli was ready. And he didn't look that great, and you think he's done. Like, his career was a flash in the pan. And then he goes to Arizona to back up Matt Leinart, takes the job from him, and takes him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Kurt Warner is the man.
What an amazing career.
Who did he win the Super Bowl with?
Oh, they lost. He won with the Rams.
And then he lost with the Cardinals, right?
He went to multiple with the Rams. Like, if it wasn't, I believe that was the Patriots Super Bowl where they beat him. The first Patriots Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They ended the greatest show on turf. And dude, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner, it really was the greatest show on turf. That team's insane.
I love it.
For those of you who were watching football back then.
It was a
I don't think I had started watching yet. He was on the Cardinals when I started really getting into it.
I was a Titans guy.
Yeah, I didn't hate the Rams, or I don't hate the Rams. I've always been a Steelers fan, so it wasn't anything that bothered me, but that started me not liking the Patriots, though, because I remember rooting for the Rams.
Hey, guys, I just want to give a shout out to how effortlessly we transitioned from wrestling to football.
Hey,
it's that easy. It's that easy.
Just
it's natural.
Flawless.
We're professionals.
If you can transition from Punk to Kurt Warner like that,
what
can't you do?
Flawless. And I do appreciate the fans and our fans and stuff that are not into wrestling to let us entertain WWE.
Well, I mean, truth be told, I don't even care about wrestling.
Oh, I know you don't.
I try.
I know you have.
You don't have to like it.
No, but you're
I like it. Like when I watch it, when we watched it together, I've had fun. Like I wish we would do those more often.
You're a watch with other people wrestling guy. Like this, it's a fun time. I've never met anybody who is like. Actually, I have. I invited somebody one time a long time ago. You remember when I used to do the white trash WrestleMania? Where it was like we'd wear like cut off short shorts and drink PBR and have like white tank tops on. And
I mean, are we going to do that next weekend for SummerSlam?
That's this weekend.
That's today.
All right, I'll be over in like.
No, we're not doing that. So I used to do that though. I remember inviting somebody over. I'm like, hey, you want to go to this thing? It should be a lot of fun. And they're like, I don't really like wrestling. And I was like, yeah, but we're like eating wings and like it's like a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
But it's a theme, it's a costume party too. And he's like, nah, I just don't like wrestling. And I'm like, it's weird because I know like millions of people who they watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And don't ever watch. Yeah, and they don't watch football all year. But they
don't really even watch the game when they're at the Super Bowl party anyways. They're just there hanging out.
Yeah, they're just there. So like why wouldn't you want to come over and just come hang out while wrestling is happening?
Yeah. I agree with that.
And so what I also like the way my friends and I watch wrestling, we're talking about it and teasing it, and like we're still making like it's like mystery science theater, like we're like none of us are like believe it's real, like we also make fun of the product like that, so like I don't know. It was weird.
What I recommend for either, right, Super Bowl party or SummerSlam, WrestleMania, whatever, is you do dollar prop bets. So we did this last year for the Super Bowl, but you can also do it for AEW. So like the bet isn't is Sting gonna win or lose. It's does the Sting match end up in the crowd at some point, yes or no? And then you like make all your prop bets, and then you circle how many people got right by the end, and then your dollar is just exchanged. Like the most you're gonna lose is like $10-15, but somebody who gets them all right could end up winning like $50-60. That is
What are you trying
one
to
of the
say?
most fun things. It keeps
When
you
do they
interested.
have?
No, what I'm saying, did you win the $60? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I actually got straight up fleeced last time I went to one of these. The Super Bowl one, we even had some like interesting ones, like what song will the weekend start with at
Yeah,
the
I remember,
halftime show,
yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
That's what they do. So
I-
it's just like on the pick'ems when it gets to the.
Oh
just
yeah.
the
It is.
Pigskin
It is
Pick'em.
that same concept. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I got like 4 of like 20 right during the Super Bowl. So not great.
Well, man, I'm just excited. I'm excited that there's so much awesome wrestling. I'm excited that football's coming back. It looks like so today I think the Steelers are playing the Lions. It looks like Ben's actually starting the game.
Oh,
Yes,
quit it.
we got some starting quarterbacks this week. I watched before we started here. I watched the Bears Bills. We still don't have any Josh Allen, so they went straight to Trubisky, and it weirded me out seeing Trubisky on the Buffalo sideline, not the Chicago sideline. But he's a perfect fit there. Like Trubisky, he's
love
a great backup for it. Yeah.
We have been saying for however 3 years since he's entered the league. 2 years, 3 years. So yeah, it's
3.
his junior year. Okay.
Well, he's been there. He was in Chicago for 3 years. This is year 4.
Yeah, so we've been saying since he got drafted that he was going to be a really good backup somewhere. I love him in Buffalo backing up Josh Allen. It just makes sense. I think he'll do a great, solid job. He'll eventually get himself a nice little ring, maybe 2, and he could just ride out this career as like Trubisky, a great, pretty okay backup.
Well, and someone will give him a second chance, like the Saints did with Jameis Winston. Like someone
Sure.
else will make that mistake, and it probably won't go well, like it won't with Jameis Winston, like it's not going to with Jameis Winston.
Cole Beasley
good
is missing
point.
a tooth.
Yeah,
Cole Beasley doesn't have a tooth.
and then the other interesting part about that game, no, he's missing a tooth.
He also doesn't have a vaccine
For a while now. Yeah, he also doesn't believe in dentistry. So
Dentistry
it's
or
not it's not
vaccine. It makes
it's not
Jesse
a
made
proven
this
science.
point. That's why we have starting quarterbacks today. This is the last preseason game before regular season.
Well,
God,
that
man,
and even when there was 4, they still usually played a little in week 2 and week 3. It was only in the last couple of years where they really started to rest them. But no, and then Chicago, I guess they played their starter because they rolled out Andy Dalton, and every time he came out onto the field, his team or the crowd booed him in Chicago because they're just ready for Fields like 100%, which was interesting because they booed him and he just threw a bomb, like 50-yard touchdown pass, and they went from booing him 5 seconds earlier to cheering for him after he threw the touchdown pass. But then Fields came out after halftime, and the crowd went wild.
That's
so
who they want. They want Fields.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, you're eager for that next generation, and I don't think no one's really bought into Dalton being a stopgap guy. No one's really bought into that. I don't think.
But be nice to Dalton though, because he's a great guy to have in there to support your new quarterback.
Yeah. Like, why would you not want Dalton as a backup? I would.
But I truly think they'll give him at least 4 games. I would say the over-under for me is about 4. Like, will he get to 5? That's how I personally feel about it.
When I have the Bears and Bills on now.
Yeah, I've had it on this whole time, and to be honest, Fields hasn't looked that great so far. What are you saying, Sean?
Oh, I was just saying. I guess when I say I would want Dalton as a backup, it would be like a week or 2, not like with Dak Prescott where he was out the whole season and then Andy Dalton had to take up the mantle. You know what I mean? But I think the Cowboys were doomed all around last year. So
that just wasn't as good of a team as people think.
The Steelers made a little play for him, and I would have been fine with Andy Dalton in Pittsburgh to back up Ben.
Nah, dude, you got Mason Rudolph,
over
baby.
Mason at least.
Mason.
It looks like I'm on YouTube TV right now. It does not look like I'm going to get to the Steelers and the Lions.
Well, let's see. Let's look that up.
No, yeah, it'll have the little like X over the location thing if you're not going to get it.
Yeah, but it might be.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just not even seeing it listed. These aren't on broadcasting? There's just NFL Network.
It's just all NFL Network, like back to back to back. So,
some games are now
because some are on at the same time. That's what.
Oh yes, I do. I'm sorry, I just didn't go ahead far enough. It's Jets and Packers next, and then it'll be Lions and Steelers at 4:30. So never mind.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And I think Love is out for the Packers this week. I don't think he's playing. He got a little nicked up apparently last week, which is too bad because he actually looks pretty good. I know some people wanted to scrutinize him and say he's not ready yet, but I think Love looks pretty good, and I think the Packers are going to move on from Aaron Rodgers next season for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Some games are going to be on like Fox and NBC.
But now I don't know if I want Rodgers anymore on in Pittsburgh. I think if we're gonna keep Haskins, I want to try it out.
I don't think you guys would get Rodgers.
Oh, I think they very well could get Rodgers, but I would rather have with Ben gone, they would have the cap space.
I think New Orleans is going to be the like 100% favorite for the Rodgers sweepstakes because he'd prefer a California team, but none of them are going to be in a market for him. Yeah. I think they're all locked in. Rams are locked in. Chargers are locked in.
True.
Niners are locked in. I think they are. And the thing is they're not going to be able to financially move on from Stafford, period, for the next 3 years.
Yeah. You knew exactly who I was talking about. You knew exactly who I was talking about.
Oh, I'm never going to act like I think the Stafford thing is going to 100% work out. There's no evidence that that's going to work out yet. But I think that's why New Orleans is a good lock for the final year or two of Rodgers, because you're going to line up the final year or two with Rodgers with the final year or two with Brady, and they'd be in the same division, and we would get Bucs Saints twice a year, plus maybe in the playoffs.
You think Brady plays again?
I think he's going to play one more year after this season for sure.
You think?
How old is he?
43.
Like 42.
Are we saying?
I think he just turned 43. I think.
Are we saying he ends at 45?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
or before 45, but
well, I guess so because I think his birthday was just. Yeah, I think his birthday was like a month ago, if that.
If he just turned 43, then we're going to get a 44 year. And then I think he might shoot for 45, but I wouldn't count on it past next year. I just don't think that anybody can assume that he's going to be able to keep hanging in there and look quality, but you just never know.
I think he wants 10 rings.
He wants like 2 Infinity Gauntlets.
I swear to God, fucking God, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, I'm fucking done, dude.
You're not.
No, you're not. You're not done. You were probably.
Oh my God, no. He's 44 right now.
Oh, he
just turned 44
now.
Yeah, he just turned 44.
So then this is his last year. Not this is last year. Next year is his last year. He's going for 45 is what I'm saying. I think that's got to be the goal for him. There's always a new goal for him, though. He keeps moving
his goal right now. He keeps moving the goalpost. I was just gonna, man. I was right there. Yeah, that's his goal right now. Is 45. But if he's still feeling healthy, if he still feels like he's going to be a contender, I think he keeps going. I think that's just what he does. I think he just gauges where he's at with his body and how well he's doing, and like what's going on with the team that he's on, and he's like, all right, let's just do it again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they get that, if the O-line's protecting him and he's not too, if he doesn't get injured this year, majorly, then yeah, he'll play another season.
I love that. I saw this poll. Online. It's like, whose career would you rather? If you could take anyone's career, would it be Tom Brady or you have to take it right now. You have to take it knowing what Tom Brady has done right now, or would you take Pat Mahomes with what he could do? And I was like, you'd be crazy to not just take Tom's, because Pat Mahomes is not going to win 6 Super Bowls.
No one is anytime soon. I'm not going to say ever.
7, 6.
I think our boy on the Chargers is going to do it.
I don't think we'll ever see it again.
I think he'll do it.
I think there's always going to be some new crazy standard. Like, you know what I mean? They're always going to be something new, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I don't think that guy even exists yet. That guy might be a baby somewhere.
We're going to be very old men. We'll be doing this show. Hopefully on year 20, we'll be doing this show, and we'll be like, you know what? He's pretty Tom Brady.
Derek, we'll only be 50 and 20. You know, we're gonna have our teeth still, I hope.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, we all
Dude,
age differently.
No,
bro.
look at those pearly whites, baby.
I know.
I think the next Tom Brady is probably just a cute little baby somewhere right now.
No, it's just
I do think
just dumping out in his pants.
It's Justin Herbert, dude.
Well, he is a cute little baby.
Yeah.
I think that Arch Manning is going to be the next big thing.
I don't give a shit about Arch Manning.
I hope he has a great life.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, bless up for sure, but
I
he's not
hate
going to be
I hate the Mannings. I hate Peyton. I hate people.
There's not going to be another Manning in the NFL. This is not happening.
I mean, it's probably going to be Arch.
Arch Manning's going to play in the NFL.
He'll play in the
Never heard of him.
Never heard of her.
Don't know that bitch.
So I've watched quite a bit of preseason games. I did watch Mac Jones. Let's talk about Mac Jones.
Let's
talk about the Patriots.
So is Cam.
Let's just talk about the Patriots. Yeah. I don't think it's Mac Jones. Let's just talk about the Patriots in general. They look like a real team, and I don't care who's in there, actually. I don't care who. Because Cam Newton's going to start.
Yeah.
But and I think he'll finish out the season, because I think the pieces he has there is what he'll need. I don't think he's going to lose his job to Mac this year. I don't.
I think Mac Jones looks a little more sharp.
I do too. I think you could see Cam Newton. Here's my prediction for the Patriots. They will make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They will make the playoffs, but Cam Newton's going to look good, but he's not getting his full potential in New England. He'll look good this year. I think some other team sees that, makes a play for Cam Newton, and then Mac Jones is the starting quarterback next year. That's my prediction.
That feels right. If Cam stays healthy, I agree with you.
If he stays healthy,
yeah. Well,
if he stays healthy and looks good.
I watched him do a play where he totally could have tried to run for the first down, but he threw it instead, and I was like, that's not like Cam.
But it's preseason. That's pretty smart.
I mean, it should be the thing that if he would have done that his whole career, he'd be probably further ahead.
Have you guys also noticed that those New England fans are they're kind of digging the Cam Newton right now?
I think they're digging both.
Yeah, they like Cam though too.
I think,
which is
but
shocking.
I also just think they're all just thirsty to not be wrong about, there's that Bill Brady debate, who did it. Obviously, obviously the real answer is both, because winning championships in any sport is a perfect storm of timing, everyone on the roster at that time period, play calls, coaching, it's always a perfect storm. They just happen to have figured the formula out a little better. It's all of that.
Right, because Brady didn't get there by himself. He had Bruce Arians, one of the greatest coaches, one of the greatest offensive minds ever. He had Bruce Arians. It's not like he went to
Bruce
Norv Turner.
Yeah, Bruce Arians, who's been to a Super Bowl.
Right.
The team, the whole team was stacked. So
right.
I won't. Yeah, as Tom Brady says, it was a no-brainer on where he would go if they gave him the money, because that team was stacked.
So I think the fans right now are just really happy that it seems like they're not one of those teams that lost a franchise guy and then are going to struggle for 10 years to find the next.
Yep.
I think they're happy to know that they might have like the next guy in Mac Jones and then a really good person until that happens with Cam. But you're right. I kind of think the fans, if you asked them, like if you polled like 1,000 Patriot fans, right? I think the majority might say I'd prefer Cam, which I didn't expect, but I think that's the thing. And honestly, as a non-Patriots fan, just as a football fan, I think I'd prefer Cam too.
Me
Like
too.
just to see what he does
Yeah. And
for the year.
And I'm
Like,
happy
what-
to see him play. I maybe that's part of it too. Is we're football fans, and I want to see people healthy and play. And Cam,
Yep.
when he's a competitor, is a scary competitor, and
Yeah.
I wanted to see it. I don't want him to be hurt and not be playing because I don't want that on anyone. And I want to see Cam healthy. I was genuinely excited last year for Cam, and then when they made all these plays in the off season, for all these new pieces, I was like, Cam Newton's he might have a year. They're gonna go to the playoffs.
I thought he was
I do
going.
think.
I mean, yeah. I thought
I
Cam
agree with
was
you
gonna
there.
have a hell of a year last year.
Because I'm just looking at the AFC. I think they could wild card at least. At the very least, they could wild card. They'd have to, beat up on the Dolphins, beat up on the Jets, try to get a win at least with Buffalo, and then if they can win, all their out of conference games, or a bunch of them. I don't know. I think they could make, at the very least, they could go 8-8 and they'd be the wild card. And I think they're going to get more than 8 wins. I think they might get like 10.
Extra game this year. Extra game and
That's
extra
right.
wild card spot. So there's
I
no
like
more
the wild
500
card
teams.
spot.
The
I do
extra
too.
one.
Yeah.
I did too. I loved how many people were like, well, we didn't really get a bye. They didn't do a bye week, because the extra. And it's like, well, I don't care.
Yeah, I actually don't give a fuck if you get a bye week.
I mean, the
Why?
number one gets a bye
Only
week.
the
So
one
that's
seed
where
does.
yeah,
Only the
yeah.
one.
But
Yeah.
that's where the complaint was, is that the 2 seed has to play. And it's like, so?
But
Then
wasn't that
How
one?
about this? How about
wasn't
this?
that-
The next year be number one.
Right.
Well, here's the other thing: the Buccaneers weren't a 1 seed, and they still won it. And
Right.
guess who was a 1 seed on their side? The Chiefs. So
yeah.
that extra week off did not save their butt.
Who
Did
was
the
the number one in the
Buccaneers play-
NFC? Was it New Orleans or
Who
was
was
it Green
it
Bay?
last year?
Was it
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay?
It
Okay.
was Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
So
It was Green Bay.
the Buccaneers won. They played the wild card game,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and so they played all through.
They almost
we had a
lost.
wild-
They almost lost. I mean,
Yeah.
all the games they played except for the Super Bowl were super close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that just shows how close the margins are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about football is there's when the playoffs start, you think besides for maybe 1 or 2 teams, like this year it would have been the Washington Football Club. Besides for a couple teams, you go any of these guys can win it.
Yeah. And Washington Football Club with what's his name almost beat Tom Brady. They were close, man. That game was
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I forgot that was their first game.
Yeah.
Oh,
That game was nuts.
AFC wild card possibility. I like this, Jesse. AFC wild card possibilities. Chargers to the Chargers, Pats,
I don't know about the
Colts. Could be.
I agree with the Colts. I agree with that completely.
Who the quarterback is a rookie?
Eason's a second-year guy,
Okay.
but the scoop is the T is that Wentz is already itching to come back. So Wentz
Yeah.
might not be. They said what was it, 5 to 10 weeks, which is a pretty big range.
Yeah.
He might only miss 1 or 2 regular season games.
Yeah. He
And I
wants
think
in.
Eason, or they do have a rookie also. They have Sam Ehlinger from the University of Texas, who has looked very good as well. I think it's just that system, man. That offense, the way it's set up, is almost
just smart coach, smart coaching.
They have smart coaches.
Who's their OC?
I don't think it matters because it's like Frank's calling the plays
Yeah,
still. I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
Didn't know
I
if it
mean-
was some mastermind.
I'm assuming if you're under Frank that yes.
Pats only have to be better than those two, better than 2 of those teams. Yeah, exactly. They have to be better than the Colts. They could be, or better than the Chargers. It could be. I mean, the Chargers could end up having I hope it doesn't happen, but I hope the Chargers could end up having a Chargers year, where Herbert looks amazing. There's so much potential, but it's still the Chargers where they lose these super close games. I mean, it could happen. Any of this.
Yeah, I mean, the Chargers last year had hard lost games, man.
And the problem is, I don't even want to mention the Raiders, but the other thing is that the Broncos are still just good quarterback play around from being a wild card team.
Yeah.
As much as people don't want to talk about it, they're just decent quarterback play, and maybe it is Bridgewater, maybe it's not, maybe it's Locke, but they're just decent quarterback away from being back to a wild card team.
Also Raiders, by the way.
Drew Lock is only a good dancer, and you know it.
By the way, also the Raiders, I would say a contender for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they're 2 for me. They're number 2. That's why Pittsburgh would be like a hard 3 or 4. And
who's number 1?
That might end up being mutual.
Rodgers. Who do you guys think?
He's going number 1. He's going Saints.
Raiders. And then just who knows? Maybe Steelers, maybe a team we're not thinking of. Maybe the Washington Football Club for men.
I think that would be beautiful. We got to pick a team this week, guys.
We picked a team. We have it. It's the Bears.
We did the Bears.
We're the Bears.
Go the Bears. Okay, we're the Bears.
Go the Bears. Okay. We'll see. I'll make a clip of that of the Bears.
You need to. You got it.
Yeah, I will. I'll get it.
Are we?
Don't you worry.
Do you guys think it's hilarious? Have you guys been watching Hard Knocks? Does anyone else think it's hilarious? When Dak Prescott's not allowed to throw the ball. So he still like drops back like he's running the play, but then he's not allowed to throw. So when he drops back, he just stays in that like rocked and ready formation, but then he never ends up even like pretending to throw at the end of it. It's just so fun to watch.
Is that because of his shoulder?
Enjoy it. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Okay, I get what they're doing. I get that they're still trying to get him to simulate like gameplay, but it's just really funny to me.
I wanted to watch it, and then I was like, oh. It
reminds me of Will Ferrell in The Office when he's pretending to juggle balls that aren't actually there. Yeah, that's what Dak Prescott doing reminds me of. It's insane.
No, I wanted to. I usually watch it. I didn't even finish the Rams season of Hard Knocks. I watched most of it, and then the Browns. I didn't even finish the Browns season.
Oh, I watched all of that one.
See, and then I get into it. I watch a couple episodes, and
The reason I don't like getting into it is because it makes me like people that I didn't like before, and I don't want to like people.
So like Baker Mayfield, you liked him at the end of that Hard Knocks, right?
No, I just liked him even more.
Quit it.
But
dude.
it made me like it. I like nice Dak. Guy. I like Dak and Ezekiel Elliott now.
Don't make that face, Derek.
Yeah, I don't think Baker Mayfield likes Baker Mayfield. So
bullshit, dude. He loves himself because he has inner love.
But I think deep down, at the end of the day, when he's like in bed, he's just like, "I suck, dude." That's his inner monologue.
Why do you guys think that?
He's a douche nozzle.
I want him to win a Super Bowl while I've been on this show for 5 years, so I can just rub it on you boys.
I don't ever want the Browns to win a Super Bowl.
They will.
No, not even ironically.
They will, and I think it could be this year.
I think I think you might be right, but I'm not going to acknowledge it.
I think if Odell could stay healthy and really help that, like, kind of like clear up the field on like defenders for them, I feel like that's been their issue. Because him and Jarvis are People Jones is really good too. So it's like if you got Jarvis, Odell, Peoples Jones.
I just still feel like the Chiefs and the Bills and maybe the Titans are all better teams. That's the problem. And honestly, everyone wants to rule out the Steelers. Everyone's starting to act like it's Ravens and Browns and Pittsburgh, and that's insane. Because until the end of the regular season last year, the Steelers were the best team in football.
100% for me. It's Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Bengals.
I actually think the Ravens are third as well. I think we're giving way too much love to the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I understand that Lamar Jackson is a freak, but like he's going to do what he's doing, and he's gonna get hurt. Plain and simple.
And everyone else is already hurt. Have you seen how many injuries are on that team already?
Yeah,
It's
I
insane.
think I've seen posts on ESPN and stuff or NFL or something.
Yeah.
But
3 of their top 4 receivers are out right now,
yeah. So
including the top guy they drafted, Sammy Watkins, anybody they had on the team previously, Brown. They're all out. So I besides for Sammy, I don't know anyone that's going to be back by week 1. Not that they're a passing team, anyways. I guess.
well, who's their running back? Do they still have
They
Ingram?
have Dobbins and Edwards. Man, they got a good combo.
Okay, yeah.
Edwards is a
They
total,
don't have Mark, right? Mark Ingram.
No,
Where'd he
but
go?
Edwards is a total. I don't know, don't care.
Don't know. He's
no,
a good,
I knew at some point. But I think either of their running backs are going to be a really good like fantasy situation this year. So
Dobbins and
Edwards. Oh, Houston,
right?
Yeah. Gus Edwards, man. Gus Edwards is a sleeper because he's going to get touchdown.
Oh yeah. Hey man, give me all your fantasy secrets. I'm ready.
Well, the scary part there, no matter what, is that it's the same with having a Patriot running back, which is a terrifying situation this year because I really believe in Harris, but I don't know if you've seen how much they're starting to play
in that Thursday night game, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And then if Cam starts, all of their running backs might get screwed because Cam gets red zone runs.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know, but it's too bad because
if you want to keep Cam healthy, don't let him do that.
Sony Michel though is still getting a lot of first reps, like
Sony Michel
first team stat.
Sony Michel's a beast. James White's a beast. The other two,
but Harris is probably the best.
Harris, and there was one other guy, right? Taylor.
They had a ton last year. They had James White.
Well, James White,
and they still have James
Michel.
And Harris, that's the 3 really this
year. There's a fourth guy that was looking really good.
Burkhead.
Oh, the white boy.
Yeah.
And then he is injury prone, dude. Insane.
I'm just gonna take all of them and then figure it out.
So you're gonna draft all 4.
I'm gonna draft Cam, Harris.
You like to do
James White.
When you draft though, you like to do the you call it a leash, right? Is that what you call it?
Handcuff. I handcuff everyone.
They handcuff. So you would like to get Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
So I always handcuff my number 1 guy because that's just smart. Like you got to have the backup for your number 1 running back. But then I usually also, if there's a team, a really good example this year is the Rams because their best running back is already out for the whole year. So it could be Henderson, it could be someone else. I don't necessarily know. So I'm not going to take Henderson unless I also get the number 2 guy as well.
See, I've never thought about that tactic ever. I don't know why, but I've never have.
Well, the reason I do that is because most of the leagues I'm in, they let us have way too many running backs. So
is it like running backs plus flexes? Is that why? Or
exactly. Yeah, I usually play a lot of 2 flex leagues where there's no cap on how many running backs. So I'm in a standard league that sets a 5 running back cap and a 5 receiver cap. So you can't have, period, even including your bench, you can't have more than 5 of either. And you have to be way more strategic. But if you're going to tell me I can have unlimited running backs, I'll get everyone's backup. And then if someone gets hurt, I have them. Or if one guy just really ends up being the guy. Another good example is like Denver this year. I don't necessarily think Ingram's going to be the guy. So if I'm going to take Ingram, I'm also taking Lindsey and also thinking about who their 3rd guy is. So
Lindsey. Okay.
Phillip.
Freeman's their 3rd.
I don't know if Royce is still the 3rd guy there. I've always liked Royce, but he might have moved on.
You liked it? No, he played. He was in the game the other day. I watched him do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, you're right. He is. He's still there.
Because I've been trying to watch all the preseason games. Like I got this Packers Jets game on.
And we're back.
Did you have to go?
Going.
Did you have to go Tootie my duty?
I said to go pee.
That's what I figured.
Well, pee.
You had to pee your tinks, dude.
Yeah, brah. Also, I got while you guys were talking, I got some images for our the Bears clip that I'll make when we get done here.
Okay, so my next question for you boys, I guess, I
got time for one more.
Yeah.
Well, should we just lean into the fantasy and just call it? So, like, I linked the trophy we should do
Yeah, we should share it real quick. I was going to ask you to do that.
I linked it in the private chat so he could pull it up. And then, I mean, let's just end it on pulling that up and we'll give it a go.
Oh,
and then
good. This is good. Okay.
I thought it was really funny, and
I love it. I'm sharing it right now.
I'll order it today.
I love this. Sharing. Take me a second. Here we go. Love it.
I'm a big fan.
And
because
so
it's got that space, we can take it in to get the name engraved on it.
Yeah.
Yep. Which there's places around here.
Yeah, we'll do the fantasy, the name of the fantasy team, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
that's how it works. Yeah. So I did get confirmation from my friend in Roseburg. So we got 4 for sure right now. Us 3 and one other dude.
And then Randy.
So 5. And we just need
Jesse.
5 more.
Jesse.
Oh, 6. Yep. So 4 more.
Maybe we should do 12 man then. It's making
Dusty.
It's making me decide right now between 10 and 12.
Yeah,
so.
do 12.
Okay, we'll do 12 just in
12.
case.
I like 12.
12. I think we can get 12. Let's reach out to Michael Wegner also.
I know Jeff will probably want to do it. Andy King. Yeah. I do have another buddy. I got a friend for Pocatello who will probably do it.
Damn it.
So let's
a list.
Yeah. Let me yeah.
Maybe we can put the list on the share drive. We can do this off the air.
Yeah, we can. We can do that.
Let's put the list in the share drive. That way we know who to invite. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you and I.
If we don't find 12, by the way, it lets us change it later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, I thought that trophy was really funny. Right when we started the show, as you can see, I linked it pretty early in the show, but I just Googled it and I'll order it. I'll order it right when we're done.
You should do the 9 instead of the 6-inch. Go with the bigger one.
Yeah, I'll go with the big boy.
If you want to pull the trigger on it, go for it.
I will.
And then if you guys next year, one of us could buy one. Or
you don't need to buy a new one.
Yeah, we'll make them send it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, so
yeah, let's do it.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to win it this year. I got a lot of insight. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really confident. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the handcuff. I'm going to do the handcuff strategy.
Well, I'm going to handcuff you.
You got to come to Lewiston first, buddy. But yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm gonna once we're done here, I'm gonna throw on this Green Bay game.
What's your friend's name from Rose? His first name.
It is Jacob.
This is on the shared drive. I'm just starting it right now.
And then the other dude's Mike. He'll play for sure.
You guys want single flex or double flex? What you guys thinking?
Double.
Always double?
Always double.
Double it up, baby.
12 man's already hard enough. Might as well have double flex. Screw it.
No defensive players because that's lame.
I do not like that, Adam.
I have Sean, Zach, Derek, Jacob, Mike, Jeff, Mike Weg, Randy, let's say Dusty.
I think Andy King, right, would do it.
Andy.
I think Jeff would do it too.
I have Jeff on there.
Okay. What's that put us at?
We're at 10 right now.
Okay. I mean, I could get 2 more people for sure.
Maybe we could talk to Zach. Maybe you could reach out to like Kinzer or one of those guys at the bar we like.
Well, we're already in a league together, but I'll ask him anyways.
I think it'll be since it's not a money league. I mean, you're playing for a trophy, so that's still a big deal. But I feel like people will be more inclined to play for just a trophy over spending their cash. You know what I mean?
Well,
and they'll still try
because you want to win at the end. Sorry, the list is at the end of the document there. Mm-hmm. I have 10.
Yeah, we can finish it off air. We don't gotta get weird.
So
all right, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody have a great weekend. Look forward to this coming out. Also, pick 'em. I'll work on that. We'll get that done. Pick 'em. Fantasy. This actually with us doing the fantasy league for this show. This might be the best season. This might be the best season of the show that we actually have this year.
This is gonna be it.
We need to go. We need to go back to promoting on YouTube because we did get a lot of that live traffic for questions through YouTube.
We're
last
streaming.
year.
We're on YouTube now. We are streaming on there.
Okay.
I'll start sharing the YouTube
You
link.
just made the list, stupid idiot.
Jesse just said.
Hey man, have you been working out by the way?
He always works out. He's a rock climber now. And you see his
did,
Instagram
you did this, and I was like, damn, dude.
Oh, the
he's a rock climber now, dude. He's like freaking Sylvester Stallone and Cliffhanger. Oh, gotcha.
I'm getting that the hunchback that people get from it.
Speaking of Sylvester Stallone, right before we get off the air here, everyone, please go check out The Suicide Squad. It's awesome. And King Shark's like the best character in the show.
Bullshit.
Dude,
Ratcatcher 2.
I do love Ratcatcher 2, but I loved King Shark.
Yeah,
I'm a King Shark guy, but I'm also a Ratcatcher 2 bitch.
I just like the hand. They're like, yes.
I like.
It's a great movie, and I'm already ready for the 4 sequels.
So
also, I liked Polka Dot Man a lot.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
We're all gonna die. I hope so.
I hope so. So, what I loved is when fucking Nanawe, he just shows up after they've all like the fucking building fell on him. He's like, hey. He just walks back in. Hey.
It's good, and they left it open-ended again, so we're gonna get like 6 more of them.
Well, James Gunn's
we're gonna get
Gunn's a genius, man.
He's good.
Really good. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Enjoy sports. SummerSlam tonight. Steelers Lions tonight could be fun. I don't know. It's preseason. Who cares? But
boy,
Big Ben's
I'm gonna be watching.
I'll probably have to watch
There's like a free UFC fight night, so that's what I'll be watching if I have time. I'm with the family right now, so I'll probably pop and watch that for at least a little bit.
I'm kind of bummed that I moved because we could have saw each other.
And then I might check a little SummerSlam.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Go Wildcats. Go Warriors.